on the Fox Sports app.
Going to get a playoff
Back here
game type of
talking
rating.
Nuggets, Clippers, Game 3. All right, what happens when Paul George shines down the stretch? The Clippers tend to win. Playoff P finishing with a game-high 32. Kawhi goes 23-13-6. And the Clippers, Chris Broussard's Clippers, take a 2-1 series lead over Denver. Speaking of the aforementioned Chris Broussard, he joins us now, and I will start with you, my friend. Is this series as good as over if you got Kawhi and Paul George continuing to play like this?
Jenna, I'm going to be humble. Look, obviously, I think the Clippers are the best team, and when their two best players ball out like they did last night, they're tough to beat. I think they're going to win this series. They were great. I think Kawhi Leonard played such a great floor game that even Nick has to give him some love. The passes he was throwing, he threw a couple of LeBron James passes, you know, and he didn't force it against the double teams or the traps. He played a great floor game and then scored in the fourth when they needed to. I'm not even going to mention the block, the finger block, okay? I'm not even mentioning that. Paul George.
Are you talking about Kawhi Leonard right now? Hold on. Were you talking about Kawhi Leonard right there, Broussard?
Yes.
Wow.
Kawhi didn't play well.
The standards have fallen. Wow. No, let you finish your point.
He didn't force it against the double teams. He found his teammates. To pass to Zubac for the dunk was ridiculous. And then he hit some shots in the fourth. But look, Paul George carried them all night and was terrific. But let me say this. I want to give Denver some respect. They are a tough team, and there are ways for them to win another game in this series. Obviously, Jamal Murray's just got to be bigger. I know he's going against Paul and Kawhi, two of the best defenders, not to mention Patrick Beverly. But this is what the next level is about, and he's got to step it up. And then Jeremy Grant, you saw him taking some of those threes late. Michael Porter Jr. had it going. I don't know if the young kid can do that consistently, but last night he should have been in the game late instead of Jeremy Grant, or at least in addition. Maybe he's the one taking those threes instead of Grant. It could be a different story. And then finally, Denver's got to be more aggressive. They only got 10 free throw attempts. I know they generally don't get to the line a lot anyway, but they can't go only 10 times when the Clippers are going almost 30. So those are ways that Denver can, you know, win another game. I think it'll go 6. That's what I said. But, yeah, the Clippers are the better team, and even Nick Wright knows.
This is – listen, it's a very evenly matched series, and it was a great win by the Clippers last night. Paul George was exceptional. But this is why I get painted as some Kawhi Leonard hater, because evidently I'm the only person who wants to evaluate him fairly. Jenna's lead talks about how great Kawhi played. Chris Broussard is talking about, hey, he made a couple shots in the fourth quarter. No, he didn't. He made one. Can we show his fourth quarter? Can we show his fourth quarter the last 2 games? Because I know listen. Oh, he had a LeBron. Oh, look, my God. Oh, my goodness. He did improve from game 2. He wasn't good in the fourth quarter last night. He had a great block and a great pass. But he had a floor general game. He had 6 assists and 4 turnovers. He was under 50% from the field. Like, with this, Kawhi had been unbelievable the first 7 games of these playoffs. The last 2, he has not been good. We just showed you the fourth quarters, but we could have expanded that. The second halves, the last 2 games, he's 3 for 17 with 13 points. A great floor general game. He almost had as many turnovers as assists. Like, I don't know what we're talking about here. We're just at Broussard. Like, what are we doing, man? Like, the Clippers won because Paul George was great, Jamal Murray was terrible, and the Nuggets, to me, got a little tight late. Got a little nervous late. Jamal didn't want to shoot. All of a sudden, Jeremy Grant's the only one taking shots. That's all legit. But Kawhi Leonard's 23 points on 45% shooting. Oh, my goodness. Wow. I mean, that's how you become the best player in the world.
You read a lot of stats. Brandon, tell me, did Kawhi not play a good game?
He played
a
bad.
fine game by a star standard. It's not a good game.
He played bad when he needed to step up and play well. He didn't. Kawhi and PG can play lights out, if that's what you want to call it, for the rest of this series and still lose if Jamal Murray and Grant step up and do their job. Jokic did a great job of dictating the pace. Jokic last night showed that Denver was two things: the better team, and also he showed that the big man is still valuable. Not the big man shooting threes, but the big man with his back towards the rim and dominating the paint. I thought he did a tremendous job of getting his guys, open shooters, great looks. So if Jamal Murray and Grant do a great job, there is no series here. I'm sorry, Chris, but there isn't.
This is hilarious.
Nick, the reason why people say that you're a Kawhi Leonard hater, and I'll just speak for all of America, maybe the world, if this is being beamed all over the place, is because when Kawhi does something that LeBron does, you use different phrases to describe the two games. LeBron had that game. I think LeBron went 0 in the fourth quarter the other day. But it's like, the Lakers have the only player that cannot fill up the stat sheet and can control the game with his mind. The smartest player or man on the face of the earth. Controlling the game like a Ouija board. Just like that's why people get upset and call you a Kawhi hitter, because when Kawhi played bad, you saw he was distributing.
Wild.
Go ahead.
And listen, hold on. And I know, Broussard, you're itching to crush me on this, but the argument that Kawhi gets held to a higher standard than LeBron is bat bleep crazy. Okay? That's first of all. It's totally insane, and no one believes it. And one of the reasons that there are times when LeBron cannot score a bunch of points but still have a good game is because he does control every aspect of the offense. Evidently, the bar of achievement for Kawhi is so low, he can have what you know why we hear, and we might hear from it later, we heard from Paul George on the court and then Patrick Beverley at the podium. One of the reasons we're not hearing a bunch from Kawhi after the game is because he didn't think he played well. TNT didn't think he played well. They asked for Paul George. I was on this TV, Broussard, a week ago saying Kawhi was playing perfect through the first 7 games of the postseason. He had scored 30 straight in 5 straight games, could have been all 7 if the first and last weren't blowouts, was shooting 80% from the mid-range, was unbelievable. That can be true, and it also can be true that a guy who has made 1 fourth quarter shot in the last 2 fourth quarters, both of which were close, is not playing great down the stretch of these games. Like Broussard, Paul George was unbelievable. Kawhi, he's allowed to have some bad nights.
And they barely won.
I mean,
and they barely won. So allegedly,
true. But
go ahead.
I'm not even going to address the notion that Denver's the better team. I mean, stop it, Brandon, please. Denver's the better team? There's no way. Jamal Murray, and I know
100%. They showed him for 4 quarters. 4 quarters, they showed that they were the better team. You've seen it, Chris.
No, I didn't see it. No, look.
They dominated. They dominated.
Let me address Nick.
Go ahead, Broussard.
I agree, Nick. LeBron James is definitely held to the highest standard in the league, higher than Kawhi. I'll give you that. Except for you.